Right, so it's been a while since I've been on camera, and mostly it's because most of the time it doesn't require me to be. But today is one of those days, and we are starting a new type of series where we are going to be starting discussing a little bit about One Piece chapters. The reason we're doing that is primarily because, unfortunately, no one in my life follows One Piece as closely as I do. As you guys know, One Piece is one of the bigger influences in my life. Um, I've been following it since I would say 20. It's a long time ago. Uh, Minimum, I would say high school or more, maybe. But anyway, yeah. So we're basically gonna do discussions because I have been dying to talk about so much stuff that's been going on and not being able to. So yeah, we are just gonna be doing weekly discussions on One Piece now because holy crap, there's so much going on right now that I don't even know what to like. I'm literally every chapter leaves me with my with like what with like that. Okay, so we're gonna just go forward and do this. Right. So I'm gonna cover a little bit of Elbaf for this. Holy crap, man. Like, Elbaf has been a roller coaster. Frickin' Robin meeting Saul, then the full history meeting Copper Gaban, and then holy crap, with the frickin' celestial dragons coming into play. Holy shit. Oh, dude. We're gonna, yeah, okay. We're going to cover a couple of these things. I especially love some of the devil fruits with the with Copper Gaban. Um, Especially the arrow fruit user. I really love that ability. I The thing with abilities I love is the simplicity of the ability. The simplicity of the ability and its possibilities. That ability that she has, the girl, I forgot her name. Um, but the ability she has so much potential. Holy crap. Um, Moving on. I also like that the dragon guy. That dragon guy's design is good, man. Like I saw it I saw his human form. Dude, that guy's cool looking. Cool, right? Um but I love his ability as well, like with the dream thing. But it's very creative and it just reliant on others a lot more. The girl's ability, the arrow ability is more self-reliant. It's a little bit more it's a little bit more skill based, whereas his ability is just like powerful all throughout. Anyway, we're gonna talk about maybe one or two chapters ago first. I would say when we first introduced to Loki's backstory. Holy dude, Loki's backstory. Dude, that man is going to be a monster. I don't know whether good or bad monster, but like he's going to be a monster nonetheless. So, for those of you who don't know, I'm just going to uh be spoiling a ton of One Piece in like let's say in the last three chapters, and yes, those are my those are the boxes we opened in the channel before. Um. So yeah, we're just gonna go in and yeah, I lost my train of thought. So yeah, we're basically going to see Loki's story because Loki's story is having me like doubt which route he's going to go. A lot of people are hoping that he's going to be at the next Straw Hat, yeah, basically. But I don't think there's a small chance he might not be. There's like a very tiny chance he might not be, given the chapter this week. So basically Loki. Before we jump in, spoiler warning. If you guys haven't caught up with One Piece chapters, do not watch this video. Not worth it. Jump out. Watch something else. There's tons of other videos. Go and watch something else. Um. So now into the main thing. All right. So Loki is one of the most interesting characters right now. Like, I really want to see what's up with his eyes right now, because those eyes look cool as fuck, but it's not normal One Piece eyes, so maybe something else. So for those who don't care and are still here, disregarding the spoiler warning, I will say that okay. So a little bit of backstory: Loki was born and immediately abandoned by his mother, who basically kind of like wanted to. She's a very religious and superstitious person. And she saw his eyes and horns and immediately thought he was he was the most horrible thing. He was the reason for Elbaf's fall, and that is where he and she basically just threw him out, like literally threw him out. Who does that? Like, what are you? Who are you? Okay, anyway, um, like who seriously, who does that? All right. Anyway, yeah. So he threw him out, but the kid, the baby survived. Holy, crawled back out of the freaking land of the dead, dude. This guy is powerful from the start. Like, who powerful as a baby? Anyway, so yeah, he freaking crawled back, and he was continuously rejected by his mom. There was a part where like we saw his head bandage as a kid, and I honestly thought they fucking clawed his eyes out. I was so pissed at that time, but no, apparently they didn't claw it out, they just bandaged over it. Because thankfully the people in Elbaf aren't that cruel. Holy, anyway, that's at least he didn't have to go through that pain, right? But we see that eventually in the 1154, we see that he kind of grew up wanting to. He it's kind of like the mentality that if the world rejects me, then I'm gonna move that a little bit there. If the world rejects me, then um I'm gonna reject the world as well. He kind of grew up with that mentality, but inside we kind of see that he also suffered with like self existential problems. Like he just wanted to die at one point, and that was just sad to see. That was like so sad to see, and my head keeps moving there. All right, it's just a it's very man. No one should want to feel like that, right? No one should. It's if you're feeling like that and you think that you are you only thing you deserve is die or anything, you're not. Don't worry. There are you might not have met them, but there are people out there who will care for you. All right, so don't do anything stupid. That's about it. All right, a little dark there, but holy crap, that chapter was dark, man. No one should feel like that. No one should ever go through something like that. Um, especially since the freaking moment you're born. Like, and we see that in 1154, we see that um, he was because of that he kind of was just because of his personality he gained because of his rejection. He was highly misunderstood by people who should have literally um, helped him out, who could have helped him out. They just thought he was just a mean kid, and something that happens very often. They don't look past that. Um, Hayruddin's mother, however, was not as dismissive. So he kind of I think she kind of understood some aspects of it. She didn't go all the way through and wasn't there too much to help Loki out. Honestly, it would have been better if Hayruddin's mother actually helped Loki out over there. That way, but she was a little too dismissive. Not as dismissive as everybody else, but to a certain level anyway. And then we find out that um, yeah. So coming back to my point, she was they were mostly dismissive about his thing and just made his situation even worse because he just kept acting out and not knowing exactly what to do. So we end last week's chapter, which was 1154. We end with him finally meeting Roxy Zebek. Now, this chapter we figure so much more about Zebek. About holy crap, all the lore drop is coming at the same time. So Zebek comes in this chapter, and he basically meets Loki at the beginning of last chapter, at the end of last chapter, and he says, "Bring King Harold out." So this chapter we find that Zebek and Harold have actually met before. And where did they meet? They met at freaking Marijoa's. One for like trying to participate in the reverie, and um one for actually kidnapping some of the kings. So Zebek actually kidnapped some of the kings to force the hand of world government, which is essentially Emu. But Emu's like, I don't give a shit. You can kill them. I don't mind. I don't even like care for those guys. Those guys are like ants to me, which is typical Emu person. But we meet this character over here, and I am not sure about her. I think I've seen her somewhere else. I'm going completely off the memory of what I remember. I have not done any research for this video, so I don't know. Like, I don't. I feel like I've seen her somewhere, like somewhere. If you guys know anything, just leave it in the comments. But this is she looks. I would say she's off the Nefertari line, but that couldn't be the case. Uh, because I remember the two eye color character that was someone. Just don't I can't place her. Anyway, I'm not gonna stick too much on that. But she is interesting. There was a panel just dedicated to her, so I'm pretty sure she's gonna be coming up soon. And yeah, so basically we see that Zebak's like, all right, fine, you don't want to care about them, I'm gonna be back. And then he goes outside and meets Harold. Harold was here, I think, primarily because he wanted to kind of like barge into the reverie meeting and basically get accepted as one of the nations or ask for help for as one of the nations. Um, and obviously the Celestial Dragons, being the piece of shit they are, they basically wanted to enslave him, and Zebek helps him. Honestly, I'm having good feelings about Zebek as a character. He's we understand that Roger beat him for a reason and a lot of things, but Zebek looks like a freaking awesome character. Like, what happened that made everyone kind of like hate him, especially since he's Blackbeard's father? We it could be just Zebek was a great guy, Blackbeard is just an asshole. Could be. It could be Zebek just turning an asshole and that grudge kind of carried forward in the next generation. Could be that as well. Not sure. Not sure. But anyway, we see that Zebek and um Harold eventually meet because obviously Zebek goes to this one at the end of 1154, and then he freaking beats Loki, man. Like, who does that? But I expect nothing of Zebek. Zebek's like a full on pirate. He's like the embodiment of what a pirate would be in in the real world. Like, horrible people. But anyway, he beats Loki. Loki is good enough, so he tanks the head, but that gets Harold over. And here we can see a very small panel where Loki's like, Loki actually before Zebek actually hits him, he's like, no one's gonna care if you tell Harold that his son Loki's hurt. He's not gonna come. And then afterwards, we see a panel where like Harold actually comes and Loki's kind of sort of happy about it, and that's beautiful to see. Like, all the shit that he's been through, it's great that one person, like, even it doesn't matter what happened, Harold is always going to look for him. And it just makes me feel so much worse about what could have happened in and why Loki's being blamed for Harold's death. So I don't know. Like, his father was like literally the only person who like cared for him. So I don't know what could cause him to have killed his father. If he did, we don't know. Uh, but holy crap, man, that arc is gonna be emotional. We're gonna wait for it because it's gonna come up soon anyway. Because Elbaf has to end at some point. But man, um, but then we see a discussion between Zebek and Harold, where Zebek essentially by the end of it says that join my crew because we're gonna rule the world. And I'm gonna become king. And here we actually gonna focus a lot on Loki on this one because Loki is the key player here. Um, and we kind of noticed Loki in that moment, thinking that hey, this could be my. He literally says he kind of it's kind of like a salvation moment for him. I think he does say that it's a salvation. Um, that I think it's either he wants to join Zebek's side or he wants to kind of like he wants to feel he wants to be the king of the world himself. And that is so intriguing. It could be one of two if he wants to join Zebek as one of the kings of the world, as one of his retainers. That could be a bad side. But if his salvation is like, um, I'm gonna be the king as well. I'm gonna rule the world as well. That could possibly be a good thing. Not 100% sure about that, but this could go either way to me. Um, with the last, so yeah, with that done, we kind of like blow through the rest of the chapter. I'm just gonna check this real quick. Is that all there was? That was the last panel. Yep, that was basically the last panel, and basically we see the rock spirits being established, kind of like a flag at the end. But holy crap, Loki has been an interesting character dive. Um, and I hope to see this story move forward further. I'm personally rooting for him joining the Straw Hats, but I don't know. Like he has all the Straw Hat traits. He's like he's a different type of character than usually, but he's kind of like a rejected person. He loves animals. Um, he's misunderstood. A lot of Straw Hat traits there. But we thought that with Yamato. We thought that kind of with Bonnie as well. I don't know if Bonnie is officially part of the crew or not, or even if Lilith is part of the crew. Lilith's apparently gonna stay in Elbaf right now, but the library just I don't know if the library has not completely been destroyed, so we don't know. Anyway, yeah, that's about it. I've been wanting to discuss One Piece for a while, and I've been having an idea of having this type of video in the mix as well. Unfortunately, it's something really personal to me. Like One Piece has been something that I've grown up with. Still growing up with it right now. Um, and yeah, it feels I want it to be as authentic as I can be. Unfortunately, I also wanted to discuss it as well. So I hope this came off as like really authentic. That's all I can say. Because I really did no research on any of the previous chapters, as well as I just reread the chapter this week, and this is everything else is just from my memory. But yeah, if you guys liked the video, consider leaving a like down below and subscribing to the channel if you like this content. We're gonna do One Piece reviews, One Piece chapter reviews every week whenever they come out. If they don't, maybe we'll explore some other lore. Because Oda does take sometimes 2 weeks break or 1 week break, and deservedly. Okay, he's pumping out chapters. I know a little bit about drawing and story writing, and the rate he's pumping out chapters, it's insane. All right. Well, that's about all from me. I've been Kurogami, and I'll see you guys in the next one.